Good evening and welcome once again. I'm yours truly. I bring you greetings from the most worshipful John G. Jones, Grand Lodge, State of California, ancient, free, and accepted Masons. I want to send a big shout out to Rogers High Tigers, Canton, Mississippi. Definitely want to send a big shout out to family and friends. Definitely to Building Bridges Facebook page, John G. Jones Uncut Facebook page. To my brothers in the ancient primitive rites of Miffins. Hey, want to send you a big shout out, Sovereign Bay. Peace, brother Joseph Burris. Peace, Raymond Edwards. Peace, Jerry Jones. Peace. All of the brothers who are part of that particular rites, just wishing you well. Hope all is well, with you and yours. I know everybody's going through something, so my prayers are with you. And I hope while you're watching this video that you can get something from it. That is my intentions. That you may look and say, that makes sense, So you know what? We're gonna get right into this. This video right here deals with the guidelines for the investigating committee. Hey, I forgot my brother White from Pomona, California. Just want to send you a big shout out. Thank you. I did get your package. I appreciate that. So this is going to deal with the committee, the investigating committee. That committee right there, that's a very important committee. I would tell any Master Mason, your first committee, I feel personally, should be that committee, that investigating committee. That's a very dynamic committee, and I think you should definitely try to. Oh, by the way, New Jerusalem Grand Lodge out of Chicago, St. John's Grand Lodge out of Chicago, Crystal, I can't even think of the name of that chapter. But anyway, Xanthes chapter, San Diego, Elite chapter, Hadassah chapter out of LA. Just want to send y'all a big shout out. My next video is going to be on the Order of the Eastern Star, so I hope you're able to check it out. Now, I can get back to this. So, all right, this is going to be on the guideline for the investigating committee. So, those who are in charge with the duties of investigating the character of other qualifying applicants for the privilege of Freemason holds the position of distinction and trust in all the committees appointed by the Worship Master. None is more important than the provision of this great fraternal order and way of life in this committee, whose duty is to determine the fitness of a candidate prior to balloting on his petition. This committee right here can break or make your jurisdiction, your lodge, your chapter. It can do that. That committee, that investigating committee. All right? Every member of the lodge, every person of the chapter should be part of the investigating committee, especially those who vouch for the petitioner. The member who vouches for the profane should be certain that he or she is a fit member. And also the duties of every Master Mason, every Eastern Star is aware of something which may cause the person to be unfit for membership, to inform that brother of the craft or that sister of the order who's on the investigating committee of those things, and especially the person who vouches or verifies for that person so they can clarify what's going on. For this responsibility, it is the responsibility of every member to exercise their duty to that chapter in that lodge. So if you are on the investigating committee, it is your duty. If you know something about that young lady who wants to be a member of the Eastern Star, or that brother who wants to be a part of the craft, it is your duty to inform that investigating committee that, hey, that brother is foul. That sister, you got some questions about. You should inform them. You should tell them. All right? You should tell them. Because it is that committee that's going to be bringing you this information. But if you know something, you got to tell them. Be upfront about it. You want to build your chapter, your lodge up. You don't want to tear it down. That person may be someone who brings in disharmony. Yeah, they cool with you. Yeah, they ride or die. But when they come in that chapter, when they come in that lodge, they liable to tear that up. And you be like, what's really going on? So you have to be careful about who you bring in your chapter, who you bring into your lodge. That committee is one of the most important committees that any Eastern Star, any Master Mason can be on. So do yourself some justice about what you're doing, okay? Every member of the investigative committee is urged to consistently bear in mind the membership of the craft and the Order of Eastern Star is priceless. It's priceless, okay? To be shared without a due consideration. So think and act for the good of the order and the craft. Listen to this. Every member of the investigating committee should urge and should be constantly bear in mind. You should bear in mind that every member in the craft and in the order, this is priceless without due consideration. So think and act for the good of the organization when you're doing your investigation. That's how you need to think. So when you interview, you want to have that family member involved, that husband involved, that wife involved. If you're interviewing a brother, you should have the wife involved. If you're interviewing a sister, you should have that husband involved. So he would know what she's involved with, okay? Then, if it's a brother being interviewed for the Freemasons, his wife should know what he's being involved with. Now, number one, check this out. This is number one. When visiting a candidate at his or her home, the committee should first determine the family's attitude toward the desire of the member to join the Masonic order. Okay? If there is serious opposition to him joining, which cannot be overcome by the committee, then there is every likelihood that the membership in the lodge will cause eternal family problems. His petition, her petition, should be rejected. Okay? Should be rejected. Okay? If there's opposition from his or her family, you say, hey, bro, hey, sister, this ain't for you right now. As much as you want to be a part of it, we don't want to mess up your happy home. Because if the wife ain't happy, you ain't going to be happy. If the husband ain't happy, the wife can be like, whatever. But you want to make sure that your home is a happy home. Okay? So Freemasonry and the Order of Eastern Star is not for everybody. It is not for everybody. So take that in consideration. All right? So I'm going to go on to number 2. Ascertain whether the petitioner home surroundings are such to permit him financially to continue his membership without depriving his family of the essentials of life. While a man's financial circumstances or a sister's financial circumstances, educational background, are not to bear them any participation in the privileges of Freemasonry, rendering them unwelcome in the craft or the order. Their standards of living may so be different from those of the order as to make them uncomfortable. So in other words, I want to know how you're living, because we have standards here. And when you come in, you may look around and say, why they dressing all sharp, black and white? Every Friday, every Saturday when they come to meet, they get all dressed up. They got the polo shirt on with the Masonic emblem, slacks and shoes. Every meeting like this? Yes. Every meeting I go to the Order of Eastern Star, why they dressed in all white? They got the crowns on. They dress, yes. Those are the standards. So you want to make sure that those standards are, that person can meet those standards, especially financially. Your lodge dues may be anywhere from $10 to $25 a month, or your chapters may be $10 to $25 a month. Can that person afford that without putting their family in any financial harm? Can they? You need to make sure that, do that person have a job? So you want to make sure that the people you are interviewing can afford to be part of the organization, because trust and believe, we all know, is you pay dues. It's just, it is. You pay dues. Can that person afford that? And if they tell you yes, and it's not going to put them in any harm's way, then you might want to consider, okay, he or she can afford it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it at all. Okay, so next, third one. The applicant should be given the understanding that his character or her character is subjective to the closed set of scrutiny, and that the friendship, personal consideration, and favoritism must not control the biased Masonic action or the Order of the Eastern Star action. He or she is informed that he must pass scrutiny of the investigation in order for balloting, as all have done before him or her who has gone this way before. If there is a doubt in regards to his or her fitness to become an Eastern Star or a Mason, let the Lodge or chapter have the benefit of doubt. Remember, the dignity and honor and reputation of the institution is in your hands. It's in your hands. That committee is like the committee. It's in your hands. Once again, remember the dignity, honor, and reputation of the institution is in your hands, committee. All right? You got a job to do. You got to do the job. All right? Number 4, the committee should determine how long the petitioner has been acquiring with his to be a member. If the person who has but one brief moment is all more reason why the committee should make a thorough search of the petitioner background. Look, if that person is having problems in his life or her life, like right now, they need not to even, that you need to reject that. If they're having issues right now, and I know we all got our issues. We all got our own issues. But if their issues are so overwhelming to them to where it's interfering with them becoming a member at the get-go, they need not to even apply. Don't do it to yourself. Don't even do it to yourself. All right? Number 5, ascertain the petitioner's motive for wanting to become an Eastern Star or a Mason. And what is the concept of the fraternal order? Of course, one who is a new member of the order or craft may not be accepted to offer a considerate opinion, but he or she should have at least one idea of the type of organization they are expecting to join. What is the expectation? Trust and believe there's always expectation. This person who's looking to join this fraternal order, there's an expectation that he or she is looking for. If I'm on the investigating committee, there's an expectation I'm looking for. Is this person worthy and well qualified to be a member of the order or the craft? Is he or she going to make this lodge, this chapter better? Are they or are they not? All right? All right. Is the petitioner charitable by nature? Does he or she contribute to the needy cause as finances permits? Also, is he or she charitable and though the actions of their fellowship, is he or she a bigot or prejudiced? All these questions distinctly need to be put up front. Will help bring out the true character of that person. Are they a bigot? Are they prejudiced? Are they free to give with their earnings, with their money? I'm not saying be stupid with your money. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that, if you know a person is in need and you got a few dollars, are you okay to say, here you go? And that few dollars ain't gonna bother you? Or are you like, hey man, I loaned you like $10 last week. I need my money, bro. Where you at with my money? I need my $10. If that $10 is going to do you like that, if that $10 is going to have you questioning and calling that brother every week, don't loan it because you didn't have it to give in the first place. Don't loan anything you don't have to give. Period. Don't loan it. So we're going to go on to number 7. Is he or she prompt in meeting their financial obligation and honorable in the business that they're dealing with? Do they deal with people honestly? Do they say, hey man, I need 20, you give them 20, and they say, hey, I give it back to you in 2 weeks, and you don't hear from them no more? You got to really check these people. They're coming into your lodge, your chapter. You got to make sure that they deal right. Now, granted, they may have the $20 to give you at the time, and then something comes up. They may spend the $20. They may need to buy some bologna and light bread. bologna and light bread. You just never know. So some things you have to be able to say, okay, I lost that 10, I lost that 20. That brother needed it more so than I did. And he or she should be able to tell you that. Hey, I ain't got it this week, bro. I had it, but I had something to do. I'm going to get you your money. But be upfront about it. Don't be BSing. Just be upfront about it. Does the petitioner realize that the membership in the Lodge or Chapter call for payment of dues? Break it down to them. This is how much it's going to cost you, and this is where your money go. Be transparent with them. When you're able to tell them that, they're more amped to say, hey, that brother, he's a good person to work with. I like that. So you want to be upfront with the people you're dealing with when they're petitioning your chapter, your lodge. You need to be upfront with them. Hey, bro, we pay 10, we pay 15, we pay 20, we pay $25 a month. Hey, sister, this is what we pay a month. And this is where your money go. Be upfront with them. And then they're more apt to say, I like this chapter. They're upfront. They're telling me where my money is going. I'm not just part of some two-fit outfit or whatever, and I don't know what's going on. You know? So be upfront with them. Last but not least, does that person believe in a supreme being? Period. You might want to even ask them if they attend church. If they don't, so what? They don't attend church. Do they believe in a supreme being, a higher power, something more than just themselves? Do they? And if they say yes, then okay, well let's make this happen. You know, whether they go to church or not, that's how they do. That's their worship. That's how they do it. You know, so it's not based on your church anyway. It's based on the fact that do you believe in a supreme being, a higher power? You know, do you? Yes, I do. When brother, well, sister, welcome aboard. You know, make sure it doesn't adhere to a particular religion. It doesn't. You know, it doesn't adhere to a particular set. Presbyterian, Baptist, Methodist, Catholic. That's your religious preference. But do you believe in a supreme being? You didn't gotta go to church. You know, there's a lot of people who don't go to church, but they pray hard. They pray hard. They put in that work. They like down on their knees. Now, however they pray, that's their business. That's their prayer life. But they must believe in a supreme being. So look, I'm gonna go now. But definitely it's been fun. I hope you got something out of this. I hope you can rewind this, listen to some of the things I said. That investigating committee, you guys are very important. So don't take it light. And until I see you again, as always, definitely stay out them bushes and keep that light on, keep shining. You know, a light can't shine if it's hidden. You can't see it, but bring it out. Let everybody know what you're all about, right? So until I hear from you, stay up.